He's travelled across the country with some high-class horses. However, nothing could quite prepare Pat Kearney for what was to come when he stepped out on his own as a trainer. We caught up with the Ballarat horseman to find a little bit more about the transition and the horse that has been the backbone of his stable. So Pat, thanks for having us today. Tell us a little bit about growing up and where you were from.
Yeah, so I grew up in a small town called Gisborne, which is now becoming very overpopulated, seeing as everyone's realised it's only 40 minutes from the city. But I grew up there, did primary school, high school. My dad had a love for racing, and since a young age I can remember going down to the TAB or the races always being on at home, and that eventuated into owning a couple of horses, and then he'd take me to the races as a young kid, and that's when I really fell in love with it and really wanted to get involved.
Tell us about early on in your career, where you first got your initial job in the industry and where you've gone since then.
Yeah, I just started for a small trainer in Kearney, and I sort of progressed going through, doing your stable hand licence and then your track work licence, and then learning to ride track work. And yeah, then I sort of progressed going into the city. I started working for Danny O'Brien and Patrick Payne, so I was getting a good mix of flat racing and going over the jumps. And then I decided that I sort of wanted to move away from home and go and do something different, so I went to work for Mick Price, and I got the gig as a travelling foreman, and I was lucky enough to travel with the good horses.
The facilities here at Ballarat, they must be helpful to a young trainer when first starting out?
Yeah, they're fantastic. There's such a variety of different ways to train your horse and trying different things with them, which is good. Training here is almost as if you're not training on a course most of the time, because the land is so open and there's so much of it. You're able to use and do sort of nearly whatever you want. We can go jumping, we can go up the old hill right up to the very top. We can just sort of do whatever we need to do.
Ashy boy, tell us the story about how you got him in your care.
I had a really good friend recommend me to buy him. I was a bit hesitant at first, but then I thought, why not? I want to build the team, I don't have enough horses, so we ended up buying him for $7.5 grand, got him, and he's just been the best thing in my life since then. My life revolves around that horse. He's been my career basically. He started me off. He was my first winner, he was my second winner, he was my first big winner, winning the Burren Beat Cup, so he's got a place in my heart forever.
Tell us about that very first win as a trainer. Do you remember the day and how you felt?
Yeah, I remember the day. It was about 40 degrees and it was sweltering hot, and I forgot to put the lead bag on and nearly lost the race, and he was being an absolute pain in the ass for the entire day. And then I remember watching the race, and just my cousin tapped me on the shoulder and he said, "Oh, this thing's just gonna win." And I was like, oh my God, and it did win. It won by about 2 or 3 lengths. He started about $17, and I think a few of the owners had a pretty healthy bet, so it was just a great day.
What would you like to achieve in racing as a trainer?
I'm really lucky that I've got some really good mates that are always supporting me, and they're always ringing up and making sure that everything's going well. And I'd just like to be the best trainer I could possibly be. I'd like to have a really successful strike rate. I want to be known as a trainer that places his horses right. I've got my school friends that come in here and help us do the boxes and do things like that on the weekends, and I'm very lucky to have the people around me that I have.
That wraps up another edition of Country Heartbeat. We hope you enjoyed, and we look forward to bringing you another episode soon.